Hey all, Hiba here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Everspace 2. Now today we got some new DLC for the game called Titans, and I'll take you through the DLC here. And if you have ever wondered what all these curious skeletons here doing in space, well, this DLC here will give you the answer. Now just keep in mind this is payable DLC and it's about $20 US, but I think it's well worth it, especially if you want to get to the bottom of these huge skeletons here. So after purchasing and installing the DLC, you kick it off by simply entering Supralight, and you will be asked to go back to Prescott Starbase to pick up two new missions. And these two new missions are quite different. One is of course about Titans, and I'll deal with that one first. And the second one is, in my opinion, the more interesting one, and it deals with those huge skeletons I was talking about earlier. So if you look at my mission screen here, I'll show you that the living fossil is one of the missions, and early retirement is the other one. And you can, pick whichever one you want to start out with. They both happen in the Sarkov system. And or at least they both start in the Sarkov system. And I would suggest that you pick the living fossil adventure first, simply because it's the most fun one. I'll show you early retirement and the Titans first, because we'll save the best for last, right? And in the early retirement missions, or mission pack, you'll be fighting against Titans, and this is obviously challenging and not an easy task at all. Now, the more interesting part of the DLC is the living fossil missions, where you'll help a researcher, Maya Capadia here, in first of all, exploring these ancient or supposedly ancient bones here, and then figuring out where they actually come from, and there's gonna be a lot of action involved in that. So if you don't want any spoilers, don't watch anymore, but I guess you pretty much can imagine where these bones actually come from, right? So as the game has alluded to many times, the bones are actually from Leviathans, who are, well, big huge monsters basically, and they swallow you, and really what happens then is you fly through the insides of the monster, and you play the game as usual basically. It's kind of like a cave, except it's a meat cave, right? So the DLC has lots of new weapons to collect, but unfortunately there's no new ships, and there's really no new environments other than the insides of the Leviathans, which is pretty much a like a gauntlet you run, and hopefully at the end you'll get some nice loot and you can just go back and do it again. So that's Titans for you, and I think it's well worth the money. I'm happy to support the developers, because this game here is one of the best games I've ever played. So any comments, let me know in the comment section. Other than that, hope to see you out there, and don't forget to subscribe.